There's some camp blood in New England.
Yeah.
And it's Mike Vrabel's because a skirmish broke out. There was a joint practice between the Commanders and the Patriots yesterday, and Mike Vrabel got involved. Got a little bloodied, and his quarterback, Drake Maye, talked about it afterwards.
That's what we're trying to build, I think, and it starts with the coach, starts with the head coach, the intensity, bringing it every day, taking no crap, we're out there on the field, but also it comes at a time where with our guys offensively, and getting over there and getting some tussles and kind of having some penalties and extra after the whistle can get us in trouble, but for mentality, I like it. I think that's what you want. I mean, I almost got in there, but I think maybe another day, maybe, so we'll see.
Mike Vrabel is going to end up bailing Bob Kraft out because Robert Kraft was on a downward slide towards, hey, I'm the guy now, Belichick's gone, Tom Brady's gone, and they were starting to trickle downward. Mike Vrabel's going to be there, turn the fortunes around to that franchise, and they're going to be a borderline playoff team this year. The Patriots
all because he got bloodied up in a fight.
He's changed. Everything has changed there. You don't feel different about them?
You do know that the last coach was a linebacker that was a tough, smart, hard-nosed linebacker that was no nonsense type of dude.
He didn't get bloodied up.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Gerard Mayo is like that's a grown ass man, bro.
I didn't see
no one's questioning Gerard Mayo's toughness as a player, but in the year he was there, he also did not jump into one of those fights. There is that.
Well, that is true.
Up top, Brady.
That is true.
I will say this to Jonas's point.
What a switch from the norm, huh?
It feels like something's different in New England. If you actually go through since Tom Brady's left, defensively they haven't been bad. They've hung in there. Like they've actually still been a solid defensive team. I mean, sometimes they've gotten worn down because offensively they've struggled, but the defense has been the one consistent factor. And if you go back to the Tennessee Titans and the runs that they made, where they were successful or make it to the AFC Championship game, it was a ground game and a defensive-led team. And I think those components are there right now while Drake Maye continues to develop. And if he develops into the player I think he's capable of being, that combination can win. That combination could be the second best team in the NFC East. And that's why I think, like Jonas is kind of pointing to, is it's not just the fact that he's jumping in there. I think he's able to win over a team to get players to play for him. I think with Gerard Mayo, part of what was a struggle last year a bit was it almost felt like he was trying to discover who he was as a head coach. He was trying to figure that out while it was going on. And by the way, I think a lot of head coaches in the NFL for their first time are stuck in that, and even harder for the guys who came from a place with a legend like Bill Belichick. Because what are you always going to revert back to? Well, what would Bill do? Mm-hmm. What did Bill do? It's like, well, whatever Bill did, at least during New England, he had Tom Brady. Like, it was like, well, maybe it wasn't the best decision, but, Tom bailed us out. You don't have that luxury when you're somewhere else. And I think that's the difficulty. At least that's what it was for Gerard Mayo. I think Mike Vrabel's different because he's had success. He's won elsewhere, at least to get to a conference championship game. And he's able to build a team the way he sees fit. Does he bring things from Bill Belichick? Sure. But I also think he's his own man. And that's an example of that, is him jumping in there to basically, try to break something up. Maybe he was looking for something too. Maybe he's got a little bit of that camp high, and he's a little bit, turned up there.
He's the best hire of the offseason. Everyone's talking, like Ben Johnson's getting all the headlines and all the coverage. I think Vrabel's the best hire of the offseason. And they've spent, I think, the second most in free agency. Like, they got aggressive this year. And look, I don't know if there's enough around Drake Maye to where he's going to light it up. And let's just hope that Stephon Diggs can, stay off the 2C and, doesn't have the.
Why?
Well,
we find out more and more dudes was high playing. Why stay off of it?
All right, well then, if
some guys was drinking before games.